Blessed are we, magical peoples. All right, so I just got some coffee. We're gonna do a reading. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna be a little cray cray. We're gonna do all of it. Okay, so we are going to do a reading with Getting into the Vortex. Getting into the Vortex cards. We're gonna again enjoy ourselves, enjoy our space, enjoy our time together. I will shuffle, we'll focus on what needs to be worked through, what kind of inspiration we can utilize right now, and we'll see what comes up. But this reading is in honor of my friend Elisa. Elisa Soul Kisses. She has a crystal sale going on right now. And I have it in the description somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's in the description somewhere, y'all. And check it out. She has some good stuff. So check it out. Have fun. And let me know how y'all are doing. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying your space. I'm enjoying my coffee. It is really good. Very good. Yeah. So we're going to work with Getting into the Vortex. We are going to see what comes up and, yeah, make it special, make it our own. And if you think of anyone who might enjoy this reading experience, feel free to share this with them. Feel free to tag them or share this or whatever y'all want. You can text them and say, hey, get on. There's a crazy person on YouTube talking about getting into the vortex and the crystal sale. I have not had coffee yet, so this is my first sip over here. Bear with me. But we're going to enjoy it again. We're going to have fun. We're going to work with getting into the vortex cards and do all the good stuff. Yes. So there's some really cool stuff that Elisa's been posting. There was this, oh shoot, what was it? There's a black moonstone spheres I'm really liking, but there was this Jasper. Was it Jasper? It was a Jasper sphere that she posted that I was like all in love with. So yeah, I was really into it. I'm like, do I want it? I do want it. And let me just tell you all that we're live. Okay, there we go. And let us focus. So take some time, y'all. Take some time to tune in with yourself. Focus on your breathing. Focus on your heartbeat. You know, ask yourself, look, what do I need right now? What kind of inspiration do I need? What's going on with myself? You know, put yourself at the front of your experience right now because you deserve it. You know, you're worthy of taking some time for yourself and saying, hey, what's up? Focus on that breathing, focus on, you know, your heartbeat, calling your spirits, your guides, your ancestors, your gods, your allies, all the good stuff, whatever you desire, call it in, be present, call in your higher self. I pruned all my plant children, washed my dress. I'm going to be working with, Memento Mori deck. What? Awesome. I don't know if I've seen the Memento Mori deck. I need to see it. I probably have. I probably haven't. I don't really know. I know the book. Okay. A couple more shuffles, and I think we're ready. We're good to go. And then, so make sure you're grounded. Okay. How's everyone doing? Y'all good? I think I'm good. Not enough coffee yet, but I think I'm good. I'm pretty good. So when you are ready, the first number that pops into your head, 1, 2, or 3, go ahead and comment or write it down. 1, 2, or 3, the first number that pops into your head when you are ready. 1, 2, 3, first number, comment or write it down. Soaping, you're making soap or you're like soaping. Someone said I am soaping today. Here, let's do this. So they don't people, I am soaping today. You're making soap? Ooh, are you making soap with like with lye? That shit stuff scares me. I'm trying to not swear. Ooh, I really have always wanted to make soap. I have, and I want to make with lye, old-fashioned way. But that scares me. I'm like, I'm gonna burn myself. I'm gonna melt my flesh off or something. I don't want to do that. So Okay, 1 and 2 are coming up. Okay, so 1, 2, or 3. Let's see what comes up. 1, 2, or 3. Go ahead and comment. Write it down. I place my hand over each stack, so I divide it into 3 spaces, and then I'm like, okay, which stack is like really hot? Boom. Let's go with that. So 1, 2, 1, 2, or 3. First number, and then cleaning an Airbnb property today. Ooh, well, hello, Lily. Again, I love your name. It's my niece's name, Liliana. Ooh, honey oat. Okay, cool. So 1, 2, 3, here we go, here we go. And again, this is our experience together. So you get to share your thoughts, anything that pops up for you. This is our time together. Utilize it, express yourself, communicate, or just listen or write things down. It's about your experience. So card 1. All right. Dominant for those who chose card 1, supporting for those who did not. So card 1. Okay. Hey, Gregory. 2. We'll get to 2. Awesome. So card 1. By my attention to things, I am making choices. By my attention to things, I am making choices. I actually really like that. It gives me a little tingle. That could be the coffee kicking in. I'm not sure. So by my attention to things, I am making choices. How does that make you feel? What pops up? Sorry, there's a ring light. How does that make you feel? What do you think of? Like when this is expressed, like by my attention to things, I am making choices. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? What comes up for you? And so, what people do not understand is that you do not choose something by looking at it and shouting, yes, I would like some of that. Yeah, that coffee. You make your choices by your attention to things in this universe, right? And in this universe that is based on attraction, when you look at an unwanted thing, your attention to it causes an activation of the vibration within you, and then the law of attraction brings more like it into your experience. So what is that saying to you? How does that make you feel? I actually really like it. And every time like something like that is expressed in that way, I always think of the sun, and I always think of like a magnifying glass and like a target. So like a piece of paper. And then the sun is like boom. And then the magnifying glass is like, oh, watch out. We're gonna burn some stuff. And then the target is like, I'm burnt. I'm gone. There's fire. We're transforming. Right. And so I think of it like that. So it's not just like I want that. That's what I'm getting. It's more about like where's my focus? Where is my focus? What am I focused upon? Where is my attention going? Because I can say that I want this beautiful crystal over here, but if my attention is over here focused on this ugly crystal, well, I don't think any crystal is ugly, but I'm over here like, I don't want that. I really do not want that. I'm focused over here. I'm like, ooh, I don't want this. I want this over here, but I don't want this. I don't want any of that. I really don't want that. I don't like the way it looks. I don't want like the way it feels in my hand. I don't like this. Does that make sense? And so it's like, well, you're kind of focused on like obsessing about what you don't want. And you wonder why you're getting so much of that. You are creating in a very beautiful way, but you're not recognizing that that's what you're doing. We are all amazing creators, right? And we all have the opportunity to create for ourselves what it is we truly desire by doing the work, yes, but also by recognizing where we are invested. Like what am I focused upon? Where are my thought processes? What's my heart doing? What's my emotions? What are they doing? What am I staring at over there? Right? What's going on? What's going on with me? I need to tune in. And that's kind of like that's what's being expressed right now. It's like, where are we tuned into? What are we plugged into? So by my attention to things, I am making choices, and it is all choices, y'all. It is all choices. So when I focus on something, sorry, my mom just texted me. When I focus on something, that's so unprofessional, I apologize. I give it life. I grow with it. And if I keep focusing upon it, then I'm giving it more power, more energy. And so one of the things today to really be aware of is like, okay, let me look at my life. What am I currently experiencing? And please realize there's no judgment here. There's no judgment. It's not, don't be harsh on yourself. It's all just information. It's information that we collect, that we utilize to understand more about who we are and where we are in life. And so do not judge what it is that you're going through. Learn about it, accept it, embrace it. And when you want to change something, figure out what that is for you, figure out what that looks like, and start to create different changes, right? So with this, by my attention to things, I am making choices. Choose to shift your focus. And if you have a hard time shifting your focus, like you just cannot stop obsessing about that ugly crystal. There's no ugly crystal, y'all. We just perceive it like it's not for us. But if you can't stop obsessing over that crystal, like maybe take some time to focus on the crystal that you really do like. So focus on the beauty of, let's say you want this, oh my gosh, they're just dust. You want this right here. You know, you want some fluorite. You really don't want this little citrine over here, right? So you want the fluorite. So, okay, I'm focused on the citrine. I don't want it. But then you're like, but I really like this fluorite. Take some time to focus on what you do like. Does that make sense? So put your attention into what you do like. Even if you're still like kind of focused on this, it's not going to shift overnight. Focus on what you love. Focus on like, I really like the way that the fluorite feels in my hand. I enjoy it. That's what I like, the colors. I like the investment. Like I like all of it, right? Even if your attention goes back to what you don't want for a while, keep working at focusing your attention on the things that you do want. When that awareness, okay, we'll get into the next card in a second, but when that awareness, like you get the awareness of boom, oh, I don't want that. Don't get mad at yourself that you're focused on what you don't want. Embrace it. Look at it as information. Okay, but why don't I want this? Like, why is this coming up right now? Like, I don't want this, but why? And use that information to help you fine tune what you focus upon in regards to what you do want. I don't want the citrine because it's just very clear and I'm not really a fan of the color yellow, and it has some yellow, but okay, that I recognize. I don't want it because of the colors are not something I jive with. I don't like yellow that much. And I'm like, okay. Well, that makes me realize like I really want this fluorite because I really love purples and I love greens. There's a little clear to it, that's okay. But I love this over here more. It makes me feel better. And then you're shifting the way you think. You're shifting, okay, cool, this is great information. Now I can go back and focus in on the reasons as to why I want this over here. Does that make sense? Please comment. Let me know. Is that making sense? So it just helps us be mindful of that energy, of what's going on with ourselves. So that's card 1. Okay, card 2. Again, card 2 is dominant for those who chose card 2, supporting for those who did not. All right. So card 2 is... what's going on over here? So card 2, I don't know what that is, y'all. Every relationship I establish is eternal. Right? Every relationship I establish is eternal. How does that make you feel? What is that saying to you? What pops up for you? So it is our desire that you come to remember that every relationship is eternal and that once it has been established, it is a part of your vibrational makeup forevermore. And that in your powerful now, where all that you have become... let's start this over. So it is our desire, it was like too far away. So it is our desire that you come to remember that every relationship is eternal and that once it has been established, it is part of your vibrational makeup forevermore. And that In your powerful now, where all that you have become converges with all that you are now becoming, you hold the power to create. And so, your observation of a situation, wanted or unwanted, no matter how remote you believe yourself to be, makes you a co-creative partner of the experience. Every relationship I establish is eternal. How does that make you feel? That's a little interesting, right? How does that make you feel? What pops up for you? So I like it. I like. And what I feel, it's like, okay, and when we learn to appreciate all of these different relationships that we have, because we have relationships that are very sucky, you know, they hurt us. But when we look to the relationships and we can appreciate, okay, but I learned a lot from this relationship. All of these relationships are a part of us forever. The energy, the interaction, right? The vibration of it, the understanding. And so we can use these relationships, we can work with these relationships and the understanding of them to help perfect our life experience. We don't have to take these people with us all the time. It's not that. It's about understanding the connection of the relationship, the information, the data that they provided for us, right? So when we understand that, we are always utilizing the energy, the vibration of relationship to help us manifest and create what we want in life. And so let's say we're going through a relationship, right? It hurt us. And we go back to card 1, right? We can focus in on either the hurting of that relationship, no judgment. So we can focus on being hurt, or we can focus on the appreciation of the lessons learned in that relationship. I really enjoyed this aspect of this relationship. What I didn't enjoy was this aspect, but I can utilize this aspect that I did not enjoy, right? I can utilize this aspect for information to help me discover more about myself, right? Discover more about myself and how I really want to engage. So there was not a lot of like emotional communication in this relationship. I didn't like that. That hurt me. I felt hurt because there was a lot of emotion going on. I need emotion. Oh, cool. Thank you, relationship, to help me realize, like, look, I actually really want a lot of emotion. I want a lot of heart in my relationships. Some people don't like a lot of, like, you know, lovey-dovey, like, emotional, like, expression. Some people don't like that. Some people would be really good for that person who's very maybe airy and expressing it in a different way, right? And so you just realize, like, oh, I got a lot out of this relationship. I really appreciated this, but I also found out more about myself and that I really need to be emotionally connected, right? I need to be emotionally connected. That's awesome. So now you shift your hurt, you shift that pain. Where like, okay, and you focus in on the beauty of what you learned about yourself in a relationship. Does that make sense? And so every relationship I establish is eternal. So now that relationship that you've established, right, that energy, it is now, instead of working against you, now that you've understood the reason that you've appreciated that the reason for the relationship, and now that you've understood how it's helping you perfect your life and fine-tune what you want to experience, the energy is no longer working against you, but working for you and helping you to step into something that is feeling a lot better. So instead of all focusing, you guys can't talk, focusing on all of the negative and all like bleh, it's important that you realize you're focusing on the beauty that you've discovered about yourself in this experience. And then you get to focus on the richness of emotions that you want to experience in your next relationship, right? Does that make sense? Let me know as I take a sip over here. Mm-hmm. Ooh, I love Chrysocolla. Mm-hmm. Answers and an ex who are all past there with me always, absolutely. It's telling me that sometimes come off as Because I am there to work and not socialize. I hear ya. I hear ya. I hear ya. I hear ya. So, you know what? Relationships, they're tricky. They're interesting. And so we just have to be very aware of learning from our experiences instead of allowing them to work against us, because again, we get to decide how we engage with our relationships, whether they're still going or whether that relationship with the actual individual or individuals or situation is gone. It's still a part of us. It's a part of our story. And so when we realize, like, oh, this is forever a part of my story, right? We can take some time to uncover how to make it work for us. Example, I really had some toxic experiences at a job that I had. I was there for like 10 years. I loved a lot of my customers, but I had some really harsh experiences. And I really had some intense like hatred for people. And I realized as time progressed, I looked back and I was like, you know what? I'm carrying them with me always. I don't want to carry that hatred with me because it doesn't make me feel good and it's not helping me. It makes me kind of paranoid about other relationships, right? And so I was like, okay, how do I shift this? And I realized, you know what? I really appreciated this about this person. They were fun to an extent. They were too fun, because then they wanted to be your friend and not your someone in charge, right? And I was like, okay, I appreciated that they were fun. They were a little lax, yes. I appreciated this. I didn't care for how they weren't in charge. They weren't, taking care of things. Okay. So I learned a lot about myself. I really like to be in a situation where things are defined and I know roles and I know all of these other things. And so I can utilize that. So now when that stuff comes up, yes, frustration comes up, but I also have this rich and rewarding experience, like my memory of that time in my life. I'm like, I can appreciate because I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about myself as a business person. I learned a lot about myself as a person who works for other people. I learned a lot about myself in regards to making relationships and creating them and being able to communicate and socialize and all of that. So now that part of my story is forever changed. It is forever a part of me because I experienced it and it's going with me, but now I activate it in different ways, right? So we get the power to do that. And I feel like that's what's being expressed here is like we get the power to look at our relationships and we can turn something that was not working for us, like something that is like holding us back, we can turn it around and we can utilize it to help us fuel, the future and fuel our current space where we can turn it around for us, make us feel better and to understand more about who we are and how we engage. All right. So that was card 2. Card 3. I can find I can find harmony by feeling for improved thoughts. I can find harmony by feeling for improved thoughts. How does that make you feel? What comes up for you? So I'm going to do this because like when I do it like that, I can't read it. So if we were contemplating an action that caused negative emotion, we would not proceed with the action until we had resolved the negative emotion. We would make sure that we had come into alignment with source before proceeding. By feeling for the improved thought in time, and usually in a short time, you will feel the harmony of your source and you will know the appropriateness of your behavior. We would not look for the long lists of right and wrong, but instead we would feel for the emotion of alignment with source. How does that make you feel? What comes up for you? So I can find harmony by feeling for improved thoughts. What's coming up for you? How does it make you feel? right? What do you think? I like it. So it really is. I like the way the cards are blending. We'll talk about that in a second. But I like because it really is saying, you know what, take some time to chill out, take some time to sort of disconnect, discern, and pay attention to your heart, pay attention to your thoughts and your emotions and how you feel about things. That makes a lot of sense. Not always easy to do, but worth exactly. Sometimes it's just like hoops are down, boom, let's go. I'm crazy, I'm mad, I'm angry, and we're just gonna, whoops. I was supposed to like be in harmony with my thoughts, and I was not in harmony. I was like fully invested in this like Aries, like warlike and fiery intensity. And I'm like, okay, no. Oh well. Lesson learned, lesson experienced. So I can find harmony by feeling for improved thoughts. So when we are looking about my attention to things I am making, by my attention to things, I am making choices. Every relationship I establish is eternal. We have the end. I can find harmony by feeling for improved thoughts. It's looking back at everything else. So we realize, like, look, how does this make me feel? Our feelers, our emotions are absolutely powerful. Charmed got that right. Our emotions are absolutely powerful. When we feel really excited about something and really good, like we know ourselves so well, we understand the emotions that we are emitting, right? And so we feel really good about something. Oh, okay. That's a sign. Let me discover more about this. Let me express that attention to what I feel good about. And then when I do that, when I take some time to really check in, align myself, does this feel good? Yes. And then when I start to focus on the feeling of goodness, the feeling, how it makes me feel, why it makes me feel good, and then I start focusing on the situation because it makes me feel really good, I start expanding on that energy. I start, attracting more of that and creating more of that. And it's like really, 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 a rewarding and very rich experience, and we create more in that sense, right? And then we can look at our relationships. What did I really appreciate about this relationship? I don't need to focus on all of the negative right now. I can take some time to focus, especially when I'm working at attracting a new relationship. I can look back at my past relationships, and not like where I'm drinking 5 bottles of wine and like getting mad, listening to music, yada yada yada. I'm looking at my emotions. I'm looking at my old relationships because I'm trying to perfect my new relationship. But I'm looking at old relationships and I'm feeling what made me feel really good. What about that relationship in that situation made me feel really good? Let me look at that. Okay. Then go back to another relationship. What about that relationship made me feel good? You are not denying the hurt. You are not denying the chaos, the friction. You are simply plugging into the parts of the relationships that made you feel good, so you can start to focus on that energy of feeling really good in relationships, and then you're emitting that. And then when you're saying I want a new relationship, you have all of these good feelings, the things that made you feel appreciated and loved and accepted and comforted. All of that is formulating, and your thought is, I really love a relationship that I'm able to express in this way, and it feels really good to me, right? And then boom, you start to attract that energy to you, instead of focusing on, I don't like that about you, I don't like that about you, those shoes terrible, I don't like that. It makes us feel very differently, right? And so we can use our emotions, our feelers, to help us create more of what we want to see and experience in life. And before we really give our attention to something, if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't feel good, take a step back. Don't fully invest. Don't go there with yourself, right? Does that make sense? So let's see. I am definitely a feeler Cancer. I feel happy alone, and probably need to embrace this in myself instead of berating myself for not finding the time to socialize. Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's that ebb and flow. You can see, you can know like what you want, and well, now is a good time not to socialize. You know what I mean? Oh, you're in the perfect time where it's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't have to. So, I really, really like what the cards are saying. Pay attention to the card that you chose. That's a dominant energy, dominant vibration. If you have any questions about the cards, about anything we discussed, feel free to comment, let me know. In recap, though, it's really important for us to understand that our attention to something is a choice. So when we focus on things, allow ourselves to comprehend that this is an investment. This is a choice that I am making. So what is it that you are choosing? Ask yourself that. What am I choosing right now? What am I focused upon? And then I realized that's a choice. What do I want to choose that? No, I don't want to choose that. All right, okay. I'm not going to choose that. So what am I going to choose? I'm going to choose on focusing over here, right? So by my attention to things, I am making choices. Focus. And give yourself some time to sort of struggle with that, right? It's not ever going to be so perfect, but it's a process we work through. And then every relationship I establish is eternal. Every relationship that I have is working for me, right? So I can focus on the negative aspects of that relationship, or I can focus on the positive aspects, and I can learn to appreciate the negative aspects, because the negative aspects, they helped me live out something and helped me understand something more about myself and future relationships, right? And I can find harmony by feeling for improved thoughts. So when something feels really good, we can focus more on it. When something doesn't feel good, we realize, like, oh, that doesn't feel good. But what does? And it goes back to like our relationships. Like, when I look back at relationships, I'm like, oh, I don't feel good about this. I don't like that. And then I'm like, but what did I feel good about in that relationship? Well, I felt really good about being able to do this or to do that, or to feel this way. And then I shift my thought process back into something that is working for me. So I get to put myself back into alignment with myself. Because it's about us. It's about you. It's about me. It's about where we choose to head, where we choose to create experiences, right? And so that's the most important thing. You doing you, me doing me, having fun together in harmony. Oh my God, not enough coffee, y'all. So I like it. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Gina. Moon Daisy, I appreciate you all. Thank you everyone for being here. I really do appreciate you. And definitely check out Elisa's crystal sale. She's having some good stuff, y'all. Some good stuff. I appreciate you. I enjoy doing these. I love doing these. And at any moment, if you have questions, feel free to connect with me. I've been having a lot of fun lately on social media. I've been posting a lot of like music and different things. But anyways, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I will talk to you soon. All right. So you take care. You have fun. Create something really cool. Yeah. Blessed be.